Alright, so now we need to talk about this other layer, other scene. So right now it's scene 2. I'm going to rename that, and I'm going to name it Arctic, A-R-C-Tic. Alright, now. And now in this layer, in this scene, there's going to be 2 layers. One is going to be a return button layer, and one is going to be the background layer. And on the background layer, we're just going to drag over the Arctic Gate graphic, just to have a graphic there. Alright, and then we need to make a return button. So I'm going to get the Yellowstone button, I'm going to right click on it, I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call this Return to Menu BTN. Alright, and then I'm going to open that up. I'm going to change Yellowstone to so I'm going to need to center that, and it looks like I'm going to need to make this a little bit smaller. Select all, go over to properties, and I'm going to bring this down to 40. Align it again. There we go. And then I'm going to switch it over here and make this 40, and it's going to say return to menu. I'm going to align it. Same thing here. Click. So I'm going to make this 40, and it's going to say return to menu, and I'm going to align it. I'm going to do the same thing with the hit state. Go. Alright, so I'm going to return back to the Arctic, and then I'm just going to have the return button. I'm just going to have that pop in the middle of the screen right here. Oops, I'm going to move it down here because that's going to cover up my nice little caribou here. Alright, so when we go to the menu scene is going to play. Alright, and then the Arctic scene is just going to be more of a static screen. Now, the problem with this is, actually not the problem, but we now need to make another couple scenes. Alright, so you all know that I'm a little bit lazy. Alright, let's say ingenious instead of lazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Arctic scene, I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to rename it, and I'll call it Denali. And then in this, I'm going to swap out this graphic for the Denali graphic. And the button's the same. I do the same thing, right click on the Denali scene, come up to the menu, or actually come down here and duplicate it. And this one's going to be the Joshua Tree. And I'm just going to swap this out for Joshua Tree. Make sure that's centered and aligned and all good stuff. Got to just make this a little tiny bit bigger because I didn't make it the right size. There we go. Alright, and then last but certainly not least, I'm going to make the Yellowstone scene. I'm going to swap this out for Yellowstone. There we go. So now we have the menu scene, the Arctic scene, the Denali scene, the Joshua Tree scene, and the Yellowstone scene. Now when I save this, and then I do control and I do test, something funny is going to happen. It's going to run through all of the scenes. So there's the menu scene, and then it ran through the other 4 scenes really quickly and keeps replaying that. So what we're going to do next in the next movie is I'm going to talk to you about controlling the movie. We're going to tell it we need to put some stops in, and then we need to program the buttons to go to different places. So I'm going to hit the pause button here, and the next movie is going to be on action scripting.